Intro. Imagine having ice in your veins. A defender closing out, the clock winding down, the championship on the line, and you rise up, calm as ever, to deliver. That's Devin Booker. Welcome to Bagwork, where today we break down the mechanics, mentality, and mastery behind Booker's most unforgettable moments. The clutch gene. Clutch is more than a moment, it's a mindset. From buzzer beaters to contested pull-ups, Booker's highlight reel is stacked with evidence. What sets him apart isn't just the highlight packages, but the consistent behavior under duress. Fearless mindset. When defenses load up to stop him, most players hesitate, not Booker. His willingness to cock that trigger, even as the shot clock expires, shows total conviction. Calm under fire. Notice his breathing and pacing. He dribbles with purpose, rarely panics. That controlled tempo forces defenders to react rather than dictate. Ice-cold rhythm. Game states, from regulation to overtime, don't rattle him. Whether it's a regular season Tuesday or a playoff overtime, Booker's pulse stays steady and his mechanics remain locked in. Footwork fundamentals. Footwork is the foundation of every great shooter. Booker's bag of tricks starts with how he plants, pivots, and explodes. Let's break down a signature move, the jab step into step back. The jab, a quick, low jab toward the dribble hand. It sells the drive, freezes the defender, and sets up spacing. The pivot. As the defender shifts weight, Booker pivots on his inside foot, creating that half step of space essential for clean elevation. The step back. He brings his shooting foot back. Notice how he immediately lowers his hips to load for the jump, generating power without telegraphing his intent. The release. With elbow aligned over the knee and follow-through locked, his shot becomes nearly unblockable, even against shot blockers like Joel Embiid or Anthony Davis. Infinite range, off-the-dribble shooting. Booker's three-point prowess isn't limited to catch-and-shoot scenarios. Off the dribble, he's lethal. How does he maintain accuracy while moving? Dribble mechanics. He keeps his dribble tight, low, and controlled, which preserves his center of gravity. Quick gather. As soon as the dribble ends, he brings the ball above the receiving hip, eliminating wasted motion. Compact stroke. His shooting motion stays compact, even from 30 feet. No high-arcing wind-ups. That compactness speeds up the release, beating out closeouts. Hip and shoulder alignment. Notice in slow-mo how his hips square to the rim and his shoulders remain square throughout the lift, ensuring consistency across range. Both point-and-roll mastery. Some of Booker's most efficient buckets come from pick and rolls. Rather than just pulling up, he reads the defense, hedge, switch, or drop, and exploits the gaps. Reading the hedge. Against a hard hedge, Booker picks up the dribble, steps through the screen, and elevates before the defender recovers. Exploiting switches. When matched on a slower big man, he uses quick crossovers into pull-up jumpers, or spins into floater space. Attack the drop. Versus drop coverage, he keeps the ball low, carves toward the middle, forcing help, and then slides for a corner three or floater. Creating space, the art of separation. Isolation baskets aren't just raw speed. They're about creating just enough room. Booker's toolkit includes shoulder fakes. A slight lean draws the defender off balance, giving him that extra inch. Between the legs dribble. Used sparingly, it shifts his dribble hand while keeping momentum forward, perfect for catching defenses off guard. Euro step into floaters. When defenders overcommit, he sidesteps into a teardrop floater, ideal against big men laying back. Elevated floaters. His floaters aren't shallow. He uses a higher arc to clear shot blockers, blending pull-up and floater mechanics seamlessly. Side by side of low and high floaters against big defenders. Court vision and playmaking. Scoring is just part of Booker's game. His assist numbers climb when defenses pack the paint. Look for early reads. He surveys the floor before the screen, identifying cutters and open shooters. Lead pass on the fly. On fly-by dribble handoffs, he's often one step ahead, delivering laser passes to rolling bigs. Pocket passes. While defenders anticipate a shot, he threads bounce passes through tight windows to teammates in the lane. Off-ball movement and catch and shoot. Scoring off the dribble is only one facet of Booker's arsenal. His off-ball craft often goes underappreciated. Let's break down how he uses movement to stay dangerous even without the rock. V-cuts and backdoor cuts. Booker constantly flashes toward the wing, plants a V-cut, then darts backdoor when defenders overplay him. Perfect timing for alley-oop dimes or layup feeds. Screen navigation. He reads weak-side screens to peel off defenders, whether it's slip screen for a quick hop jumper or curling behind staggered picks for a mid-range catch. Catch and shoot efficiency. His footwork off the pass mirrors his off-dribble mechanics. Quick gather, strong front knee, and extension. That's why he shoots above 40% on spot-up threes, despite handling heavy defensive attention. Distracting defenders. Even when not the primary option, his constant motion drags help defenders away from the paint, creating driving lanes for teammates. Defensive growth and two-way impact. Early in his career, Booker was labeled a one-way scorer. But over the last 2 seasons, his commitment on the other end has elevated Phoenix's identity. Lateral quickness. He uses his tight stance and quick hands to stay in front of guards, forcing contested pull-ups or errant passes. Help defense rotations. Notice his lunging closeouts. Booker dives to stop penetration, then recovers out to contest shooters on the kickout. Steals into transition. His active hands in passing lanes lead to steal and score opportunities. He turns defense into offense immediately, keeping pace high. Communication and leadership. On switches, he's vocal, calling out screens and pointing to rolling bigs, cementing his role as a floor general on both ends. Team chemistry and leadership. Beyond skill, Booker's intangibles, his work ethic, film study habits, and locker room presence define his legacy. Film study rituals. Teammates credit him for early morning breakdowns of opponent tendencies, which drives collective preparation. Mentorship. Younger Suns players often cite Booker's on-court guidance. He'll draw up plays spontaneously in huddles or offer shooting tips after practice. Clutch encouragement. When the game gets tight, he's the first to rally teammates, claps, points to ear, instills belief that they can make any shot. Community engagement. His leadership extends off the court. Charity clinics, youth camps, fostering a culture where performance and character rise together. Mental resilience and in-game adjustments. Basketball is as much mental as it is physical. Booker's ability to pivot mid-game, adjusting to scouting reports, tightening up in cold stretches, and staying locked in, is a hallmark of his maturation. Reading defensive schemes. When opponents switch from man to zone or bring in extra help, Booker quickly identifies opening seams, whether it's attacking the middle gap or spotting the weak side corner. Combating slumps. In games where his shot isn't falling, he leans on alternative scoring methods, cutting for layups, diving into the paint for free throw trips, and using pump fakes to draw fouls. Timeout and halftime adjustments. Pay attention to his body language post-timeout. He often resets his shooting routine. Hand check, deep breath, elbow alignment, then returns more aggressive, knowing what to exploit. Emotional control. Whether facing a hostile crowd or a tough officiating night, Booker maintains composure, channeling frustration into focus rather than letting it disrupt his mechanics. Consistency under duress. What happens when fatigue sets in? Booker's numbers in the fourth quarter say it all. His field goal percentage rarely dips. His free throw rate stays high. How does he sustain this? Stamina training. Pre-game routines emphasize high-rep conditioning, simulating late-game cardio. Mental reps. Visualization drills keep his muscle memory sharp, allowing him to sink shots even with 40 minutes on the clock. Routine rituals. His free throw routine, 2 deep breaths, elbow check, dribble, release, becomes an anchor, regardless of game state.